Gejin so kebe zonam sanje jubare jo sanje joda zoge jonam la tanjo bardo dane gyapsu ji dagejin so kebe zonam ge dola benjire sanje jubare jo sanje joda zoge jonam la tanjo bardo dane gyapsu ji Dage jinso gebe sonam ge dola benjire sanje dubare sho. Basics. Om ye dharma hetu prabhavam hetum tesham tatagato hevatat Desham chayo nirodham evam vati mahashamanaya swaha Om ye dharma hetu prabhavam hetum tesham dathagato yevatat de Evam vati mahashramanaya swaha Om ye dharma hetu prabhavam hetum tesham dathagato yevatat tesham chayo nirodha Evam vati mahashramanaya swaha. All phenomena arise from causes. The causes are taught by the Tathagata. The cessation causes as well as taught by the great seer. Okay. Good. Okay, we'll read this one. What we read yesterday, the compilation of the emptiness on bodhicitta wisdom emptiness. Which page was that? Two. Okay, it's. Okay, Shri here goes 220 and the otherwise is 213. Okay, let's turn to 213. So now that we are a little more technically already introduced, so our job is just to see if what we're reading resonates with your reflection, to see that there's some effect in terms of understanding. You are now able to grab something there. Okay. Dependent origination and emptiness, a compilation of excerpts from sutras and treatises for meditation on emptiness. Gift of Youth Ratna Sutra. Okay, let's read this together. Gift of Ratna, Youth Ratna Sutra. Manjushri, whoever listens even with doubt to this teaching on emptiness generates much greater merit than a bodhisattva who, lacking skill in means, practices the 6 perfections for 100,000 eons. This being so, what need is there to say anything about a person who listens to this teaching without doubt? What need is there to say anything about a person who imparts the scripture in writing and so teaches it thoroughly and extensive to others? The treasure of the One Thus Gone Sutra. Any person who, possessing all these 10 great known virtues, enters into the teaching of selflessness and has faith and conviction that all phenomena are from the beginning pure of true existence, does not go to a bad rebirth. Chapter on Subduing Devil Sutra. If any bhikshu realizes all phenomena are absolutely pacified of inherent existence, and the beginning of the defilements is devoid of self-nature, he'll remove the guilt of having defilements and make unstable the defilements, thus deeming even the immeasurable negativities dysfunctional, let alone the secondary wrongs done associated with ethics and rituals. Arideva's 400 verses on the middle way. Those with less merit will not even have a doubt in this Dharma of ultimate reality. Should an inquiry ever arise in someone, it will shatter samsara into pieces. Acharya Dharmakirti's commentary on valid cognition. One is liberated through the view of emptiness. The rest of the meditations are for the sake of the Bodhisattva Shantideva's guide to Bodhisattva's way of life. All of these branches of practices were taught by the Buddha for the sake of the wisdom. Therefore, those who wish to pacify suffering, to share the wisdom, Acharya Chandrakirti's entry in the middle way. Even as an ordinary being, when hearing about emptiness, if one experiences with an utter joy again and again, tears flow from such pure joy, moisten one's eyes, and one's hair stands on end, one is the seed of the wisdom of full awakening. Upali Request Sutra. The various delightful flowers blossom, and the sparkling supreme golden apples stand so alluring. For none of these is their creator. They are posited by the power of thought. It is through conceptualization that the world is imputed. Bhikkhuni Vajira's utterance in a Fundamental Vehicle Sutra. The mind is demonic which views the true self. You have a wrong view. It is empty. There is no being in them. Just one designates a card in dependence upon a collection of parts, so assert a conventional sentient being in dependence upon the aggregates. Venerable Shavara's writings. Searching for reality throughout space, one finds not the periphery nor the center. All perception ceases completely. Likewise, even the thorough search of mind and phenomena, one finds not even an atom of essence. Since the searching mind is not found, not seeing anything is seeing the reality. Saint Saraha's writings. By entering into emptiness, by devoid of compassion, one will not find the supreme path. By meditating upon compassion alone, one will not attain liberation but remain in samsara. The one capable of grasping the unity of the two will not remain in samsara nor abide in personal nirvana. King Concentration Sutra. Just as in the dream of a young girl, she met with the boy and saw his death. Joyous was she at the meeting, and in anguish at his death, view all phenomena as thus. Arjuna's fundamental wisdom of the middle way. Ceasing on karmas and afflictions is nirvana. Karmas and afflictions arise from conceptual thought. These arise from mental elaboration grasping a true existence. Elaboration ceases by into emptiness. Neither the aggregates nor different from the aggregates. Aggregates don't depend on him, nor is he dependent on them. The Tathagata does not possess the aggregates. What is the Tathagata? That which dependent originates is posited to be empty of independent existence. That which dependently designated, this is the middle way. Since there is no phenomenon that is not dependent originated, therefore there is no phenomenon that is not empty. Arjuna's precious garland. If the person is not earth, not water, not fire, not air, not space, not also consciousness, and not all of them, where is the person out of those? Just as a person is not truly existent, because of being an aggregation of the six elements, each element also is not truly existent as they are aggregations of their own constituents. Dharmasamgiti Sutra. Forms appear as a mass of form. Feelings resemble bubbles in water. And discrimination is like a mirage. Mental formations are like a plant in trees. Consciousness is like a magical illusion. So taught Surya Mitra. Arjuna's commentary on awakening mind. Those who understand this emptiness of phenomena, yet also conform to the law of karma and its results, there is more amazing than amazing, there is more wondrous than wondrous. Arideva's 400 verses on the middle way. When dependent arising is seen, ignorance does not occur. Thus, through all efforts, strive to this this subject. His Holiness 7 Dalai Lama's shower feats, a song of the four mindfulnesses, as a guide to the view of the middle way. At the crossroads of the six collections of consciousness that have diverse perceptions, are seen the hazy dualistic phenomena which are baseless. There is a magical show that is by nature deceptive. Don't believe them to be true, but view them as having the nature of emptiness. Don't let them mind go astray, but place it within the nature of appearance and emptiness. Through not losing mindfulness, hold it within the nature of appearance and emptiness. Thus, fear of appearing in existing phenomena is pervaded by the space of the ultimate clear light of suchness. There is an ineffable ultimate reality. View this nature of emptiness through abandoned mental contrivances. Don't let your mind go astray, but place it within the ambience of reality. Through not losing mindfulness, hold it within the ambience of reality. His Holiness the 14th Dalai Lama's prayer for proliferating the Dhamma of the land of snows. Venerable Marpa Lozawa Shebe Dojin and so on, the host of precious Kagyu, the resource of blessings. of this outstanding tradition. To you all I pray, may the Buddha Dharma of the land of snows blaze forevermore. All phenomena encompassing samsara and nirvana are but the radiance of spontaneous awareness. Awareness itself devoid of elaborations is realized in the nature of Dharmakaya. Pervading all existence's appearance and samsara nirvana is a great Mahamudra. May the Buddha Dharma of the land of snows blaze forevermore. Arinigarjunas in praise of Dhammadhatu. Impermanent, suffering, and empty. These three, they purify the mind. The Dhamma that is unsurpassed and purify the mind is the law of intrinsic nature. Concluding prayer from Lama Tsongkhapa's Ocean Reasoning, a commentary on Arinigarjuna's fundamental wisdom of middle way. Throughout my future lifetimes, may I always be guided by Ramajishri and be able to uphold the Dhamma in general and the teachings of dependent origination in particular, even in the course of my life. Shiri Heruka, Shiri Heruka, Shiri Heruka. He is the selflessness of phenomena, the emptiness of the mind, which is also everything, as it is impurity of causal nature. Ru is the selflessness of the person, the emptiness of the self that is fabricated with web-conceptual thought that grasped by the self of person. Ka is the ultimate reality, the absence of the dissonant duality of subject and object. Shiri is the non-dual exalted wisdom that abides in congruence with the emptiness of object. This is the meaning of evam. Okay. Where did we leave yesterday? Fine tuning. Fine tuning of what? Quality control of what? Emptiness understanding. Fine tuning of emptiness understanding. Quality control. Yes, Gabor. Did you all hear what our dear Gabor said? You didn't hear, louder. Instead of non-affirming negative. Did you all hear what Gabor said? Huh? What happened? Still we have many more days to go. You're all like tired. Huh? What happened? Did you hear what Gabor said? Okay, and do you know one rule? You don't know one rule. There's there's a rule which some of the people know. So here, who knows? Gishima, I don't know whether Gishima knows the rule. And here, Carl, you know the rule. You know the rule, right? What's the rule? Yes? Louder, everybody can hear it. So the rule, So look, we have Carl here. Carl, what's the rule? Who asked question? Then? What happened, Carl? Okay. Anybody who knows the rule well? Okay, Gabor, you know the rule. Tell me. No, what's the rule? Everybody has to hear this. Did you hear what Gabor said? Carl, did you hear it? Next time don't try to manipulate the rule. Carl is trying to manipulate the rule, right? Varma, you hear the rule? What's the rule? Who you? No. Yes. Who you? Okay, if I ask a question, yes. Answer will not come. Okay, did you all hear? Clear now? So this question, which Gabor is bringing this up, who asked this question? Okay, so don't expect answer. You're getting it? You have to explore. Okay. While you have answer? Okay, while you give him his answer again. Yes. So dependent origination is affirmed. So therefore, is it affirmed or not? Dependent origination, is it affirmed or not? Yes, no. If yes is affirming negative, finish. And there's no excuse. Okay. Now the next point, part of the fine tuning is what? Anybody who remembers? What's the next part we should be doing over there? Yes. Yes. I said that for the fine tuning of this understanding, we require to have these two understandings. Number one, positive and negative phenomena, and number two, entities and isolates. So we need to learn these entities and isolates. Okay, this is so important. And particularly if you're very serious with wanting to, now I got a purpose of life. This is extremely valuable. The wisdom of emptiness and bodhicitta, this is so precious. If this is who you are, then you have to, without understanding the concept of entities and isolates, you cannot really fine-tune your understanding of emptiness. Emptiness can become number one, is very sophisticated, is very subtle, and then it will turn out to be extremely hazy in your mind. And the more you practice it, more hazy it will become, provided you don't understand the concept of entities and isolates. If you know this, then things will become very clear. Okay. So for this, what we need to know, when you know, is that entities and isolates. Let's say that okay, let's say that my left hand is empty. Now I put this book. How many things are there? Michael? Many, like what? Okay, so let's say the first, let's say that say you are somebody who is not indoctrinated by the philosophy, right? Very clean slate. You come where your mind is so clean, right? Okay. In other words, you go into the common public. What do you say? How many things are there? What's the answer? One. You getting it? Start from there. Okay. Now my next question to you is what is that one thing? The book. Okay. The cover of the book, is it in my hand or not? It's in my hand. Cover of the book, is it a book? What happened? People come to Shita, they become crazy. Cover is book. Don't say cover is the book. Don't judge a book by the cover, which means that the cover is not a book. You're getting it? Don't say cover is a book. You said the cover is then in my hand, the book is in my hand, and the book is on cover, right? Are these two one or different? Different or one? Different? How many of you say book and cover, these two are different? Raise hands. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. These two are one. Raise hands. One means the cover is book. Cover is not a book. It's a part of book, it's not a book. Good. Which means that these are not one. These are different. Different means more than one. Minimum two. Two or more. You agree? This is the meaning of difference. So, if the book and the cover of the book both are in my hand, then and the two are different, which means that these two are not one. If not one, they exist, not one, it should be two or more. Yes, Michael. That's true. I agree with you. Therefore, what Paul is saying is that the cover is a part of the book, right? Okay. Now, my question to you is, the book, if you say, now look, we are in a problem now, serious problem. So how many things are there? If you say one, we see that there are two. The cover, not only two, more than two, but minimum two. The cover of the book and the book. Both are there. And these two are not one. You said it. Not one means these two are different. They exist, not one means two or more. You agree? So there should be two or more things in my hand. And if you say there are two or more things, two things in my hand, then ordinary people will say that you're crazy. You're getting it? So if you say there are more than one, it goes against the conventional world. They will say that you are crazy. If you say that is one, it contradicts the logic. You're getting it? So both ways there's a problem. So how to solve this problem, this question? Anyone, how to solve this problem? Yes, Paul. Yes, of course, the book is subjective. So what? No, it's a problem because you cannot say it's one or it's not one. These are contradictory. Right? These are contradictory. To say this one and this not one is crazy. Right? Some people say that. Some people say that you are nice and you are not nice. This is contradictory. Don't say contradictory. Don't make contradictory remarks. If you say nice, nice. Not nice, not nice. Or you can say you are nice in this way, you are not nice in that way. You're getting it? So this is how we have to be very, you should be able to articulate our thoughts. Okay, the lady over there.
Something about conventional reality versus, I don't know if it's ultimate or another way.
So there are two ways of looking at it. Okay, so which means that when the philosophers meet, their talk is different from the convention. Right? They eat the biscuit. Convention people, when you go there, you eat something different. Of course, that's true. That's true. So, is it true that when you go to buy what mobile, you're getting two mobile or one mobile? There should be two. One made in American mobile, and the other one's iPhone mobile. Right? So the philosopher, you want to say that philosophers, they will see two, non-philosophers will see one, is what I'm saying? These are contradictory. Yes, over there. Yes, of course. But the question is, do you have one thing or two things? One thing, not two. Not two. Not two. Not two. Not two. So what is that one thing? Not the cover. Cover is there not. Hey. Yes. Cover and the book, are this one or different? Different means more than two. Okay. How to resolve this problem is understanding entities and isolates. You're getting it? If you don't understand this, there's no way by which you can resolve this. If you cannot resolve this problem, how can you resolve emptiness? Very complicated topic. How can you resolve it? If you don't you don't know about the book and the cover of the book. If you don't know that, how can you resolve emptiness? So therefore, this concept is extremely important. Entities and isolates. So, if you ask me, you tell me now, are these two one or different? If you ask me, right? Then what I would say is that When you say, are these two one or different, there are two ways of looking at it. Meaning that you go to the object. If you go to the object, whether it's a philosopher or ordinary people, no difference. When you go to the object, then there's one way of saying whether these two are one or different. You go to the subject, there's another way of saying these two are one or different. You're getting whether it's a philosopher or ordinary people, it doesn't matter. To whosoever, when you go to the object, there's one way of saying one or different. When you go to the subject, there's another way of saying whether it is one or different. Now, when we say, okay, you tell me, I say, let's say that you, group A, you want to be a philosopher, common people, ordinary people. Lisa, tell me, you want to be the philosopher. So group B, you are the ordinary people, without philosophy, right? So let's say I ask the philosophers, right? And the philosopher, you ask me, what is this? I say that this is a book. Correct? Not correct? Hey, the philosophers. Hey, Michael, philosopher. Correct? Not correct? This book or not? Hey, this is no book. Crazy. uh-huh. So philosophers, they don't eat food. This is a crazy philosopher. Right? Okay, so they during the lunchtime, right? Take away the food. Say this is not food for the philosopher. Right? Okay, so the rest of the philosophers. Is this book? Yes. Hey, non-philosophers, is this book? Yes, good. This is better. Okay, next. You ask me, where's the cover of the book? I said, this is the cover of the book. Yes, no, philosophers. Yes, group B. Look, same answer. It's not about the philosophers give different answer, the non-philosophers, it's the same answer. But we see that in both cases, when I ask for, what is this? The book, the cover of the book, in both cases, I pointed to the same object for the reference of the two labels. You getting it? I pointed to the same object. So when I go to the object to point to the reference of the label, I point to the same object for the reference of the two different labels. You getting it? For the book as well as for the cover of the book, I point to the same object. So when I go towards the object to point to the object, to look for the reference of the labels, we see that it's the same object. I point to the same object. So when I point to the same object for the reference of the two different labels, that is known as the two things are entity-wise one. Entity meaning object. Entity-wise these two are one. The book and the cover of the book, these two are entity-wise one. You getting it? Okay. Now what? Entity is done. Now what? Isolate. Okay. Now isolate means what should we do? We should go to the object or what? And what did we learn? For the isolate, what should we do? We go to the subject. Right? For the entities, we go towards the object. Now for the isolate, we go towards the subject. And we're looking for the book. How to go to subject? This may be your question. So don't worry. What we do is you do one thing. For the easy sake, for the sake of ease of explanation, let's say the table and the top line of the table. Same? The book and the cover of the book like this. Table and the top line of the table. Is more like same? More like same? Yes. Okay. Now when you go to the subject, don't look at the object. So earlier for the book I said look at the object. Right? Now don't look at the object, close your eyes. We go towards inward subject. Close your eyes and think of the table. Table in front of me. Think of the table. Good. Now think of the top plank of the table. Okay, now open your eyes and tell me, is there any difference between how the table appears to your mind and how the top plank of the table appears to your mind? Is there any difference? Yes. Okay, raise hands. Who said yes? Okay, gentlemen over there, what's the difference? Top plank means it's just a flat. Table means, okay, the whole thing top plank plus the legs, whole thing intact. How many, your name? Oh? Oscar? Okay. Okay, Oscar with K, Oscar with C. Right? It's Oscar after all. Okay. So, Oscar K, Oscar King. Right? Okay. The, what is saying? So how the Oscar K said, how many agree with Oscar K? Say table and top line of the table, these two appears different to our mind, to the subject of mind. The top line of the table appears as just a flat thing. And the table appears as the flat plus the legs all combined together. How many agree with Oscar K? Resents. Good. So, to a subjective mind, the two appears different. You're getting it? Likewise, to a subjective mind, now think of the book. Close your eyes and think of book. Now think of the cover of the book. Okay, is there any difference between these two? How the cover in the book and the book that appear to your mind, to conceptual mind, is there any difference? If yes, raise hands. Good. Okay. So, which means that the book and the cover of the book, these two are isolate-wise different. You getting it? Isolate-wise different meaning they appear differently to our conceptual mind. Okay. So the book and the cover of the book, isolate-wise one is different. Hey, what happened? The book and the cover of the book, these two are isolated-wise one are different. Different. Oh, I'm sorry, you are noting down. You are right. Okay. So the book and the cover of the book, these two are isolated-wise different. Now, the table and the top thing of the table, isolated-wise one is different. Different. And this hall and the wall of the hall, these two are different, isolated-wise one is different. Okay, hall and the wall of the hall, the walls of the hall, these two are entity-wise one is different. Entity-wise one is different. Good. Isolated-wise one different. Different, very good. You and your body, entity-wise one is different. Isolate-wise one is different. Very good. Okay. Now, I'd like to ask you some questions. Ready? Okay. Give me an example of entity-wise one. Quick, raise hands. Quick, over there. The hall. Entity-wise one. Perfect. Anyone else? Yes. Spaghetti with sauce or spaghetti and sauce? A spaghetti, the mixture of the spaghetti and sauce. Okay. Go ahead. Anyone else? Yes. Flower. Which flower? The pink flower and yellow flower? Yellow flower. Which one? Dharamsala yellow flower and Delhi yellow flower? This one. Okay, this one. Which one? This one and this one? Right. Okay. Good. Okay. You know what I'm trying to do? No. I'm asking you to articulate what you're saying. You're getting it? In a way, I'm asking you to articulate simply by saying flour, likewise spaghetti, Italian spaghetti and Spain spaghetti. You getting it? Again, these two entities was one. Hey, Italian spaghetti and Spain spaghetti, these two entities was one is different. Entity was one is different. Okay. So let's say this is Italian spaghetti. This is Spanish spaghetti. Entity is one or different? Huh? Okay, how many of you said entity was one? Raise hands. Entity was one. This only entity was one there. Right? Only entity was one, only one. Okay, how many of you said entity was different? Raise hands. Okay, good. His entity was different. Thank you. Now I want you to give me an example of entity-wise different. Give me some examples. Quick, raise hands. Raise hands. Raise hands. Entity-wise different over there.
Like the vase and the flower.
Vase and the flower. Perfect. Very good. Anyone else? Entity-wise different. Quick, quick, quick. I want to save my time. Spaghetti and sauce. Right? Which? Spaghetti and the sauce on the spaghetti? Spaghetti and the sauce on the spaghetti? These two entity-wise different. Is the spaghetti, the sauce is part of the spaghetti. So spaghetti with the sauce is one entity. Oh, you good. Anyone else? Entity-wise different over there. Body and mind. Very good. Anyone else? Water and cup. Perfect. Okay, now give an example of isolate-wise one. Give me an example of isolate-wise one. What is isolate-wise one? Yes? Word. Okay, let's flower. The word flower. Okay, word flower. Okay, the word flower that I say and word flower which Thomas say. These two entities was one. No, you make it very clear. Should I imagine or is a real word? Imagination is not a word. You said this is not the word flower. Written word. Written by me and written by you. Two things. Okay. Written by you when you are 5 years old and written when 20 years old. Both are written by you.
Okay, so if I take a computer and I print the word flower 2 times on 1 page, one after one.
Yes. So you say flower, flower.
Yes.
The first word flower and second word flower. This entity was one.
Same font, same size.
Okay, up there and down there. Same font, same size. You point to two different things.
Entity-wise.
Yeah, entity-wise different, isolate-wise? Okay, so let's not forget this, what Thomas said, keep it, right? We will discuss on this. Anyone else, give an example of isolate one. Quick. This pen and this pen. Okay, anyone else? Okay, now give an example of isolate-wise different. Quick, to save time. The book and the pages. What example I want? Isolate-wise different? Or isolate-wise different? Book and the pages of the book. Are they entity-wise, isolate-wise different or same? The book and the pages of the book. Are they isolate-wise one or different? Different. Who said yes? Who said yes? Who's that? Why? Yeah. So this is a book. What is in this book? This is what I'm saying. So entity-wise, the isolate-wise one. Oh, sure. Yes. Isolate-wise different. Okay, I'm glad. So I'm just checking how much you trust my face. You're getting it? So don't trust my face. Be confident. Are you glad? Now, my question to you. Okay, I want an example of what is entity-wise one, isolated wise 1? What is entity wise 1 as well as isolated wise 1? Give an example. Huh? The flower. Very good. Any more examples? What is entity wise 1, isolated wise 1? Mind. Perfect. Give an example of entity wise different, isolated wise different. Book and flower. Perfect. More examples? Kishilan Valley. Perfect. Okay. Now give an example of the entity wise 1, isolated wise different. Yes, over there. Huh? Barking dog is what? Entity wise 1, isolated wise different. Barking dog. Okay. How they are isolated wise different? You did not say bark and the dog. You said barking dog. So what example you gave? You want to give bark and a dog or the barking dog? Yes. No. What example you gave? You did not give dog and bark. You didn't give this example. Example that you gave is barking dog. Barking dog and bark and dog is very different. Anyone? Give an example of entity wise 1, isolated wise different. Anyone? Rainbow? Huh? Okay, anyone else? Wali? Pen and ink. Okay. How many of you agree with this? Pen and ink, these were entity wise 1, isolated wise different. Are these two entity wise 1? Pen and ink. Okay. Okay, Wali, you think about it more, or you want, unless you want to challenge? If you want to challenge them, challenge them. So like where's the D? Yes. Yes, yes. It's a good challenge. Anyone else? Pen and is ink. Okay, Wali and his book. Wali and his book, right? Oh, Wali was so happy. Right? So happy somebody challenged, right? Right? Same? Wali and Wali's book, and it was one? Okay. Think about it. Okay. So now let me give an example of what is, okay, what example did you give thus far? Entity wise 1, isolated wise different. Okay, now I like to have isolated wise 1, entity wise different. Quick. Anyone? Isolated wise 1, entity wise different. Quick. Give me some examples. Quick. Okay, now we have no measure. We have to do the text. Quick. Hey, no one. Isolated wise 1, entity wise different. Paul? Huh? The Buddha is isolated wise 1 and entity wise different. How? How entity wise different? Okay, he manifests differently to different people. Isolated wise 1, entity wise different. Anyone else? Over there? Cloud and rain. Isolated wise 1, entity wise different. How isolated wise 1? Same material. And then entity wise different? They take different forms. Okay, any more examples? More? What is isolated wise 1, Entity-wise different. Anyone? Uh-huh. Sun. Okay. Anyone else? Oscar C? Thinking? Oscar K? Thinking? Okay. Homer? Emptiness the cup and empty cloud, the flower. Anyone else? So thus far we got 4. Anyone else? Raise hands if you have. Okay, Verma, you are very active otherwise. You did not find it. Oh. Okay, anyone else? Okay. No? No. Sunflower seed and sunflower. How many examples we found thus far? 5. Okay, we are very lucky. Right? Buddha did not find any such examples. And here in Tushita we found 5 examples. Right? The Buddha is supposed to be the omniscient one. He never found such example. So for him, whatever the entity was isolated was 1 should necessarily be entity was 1. He never found what is isolated was 1, entity was different, but we found it. Right? There are 5, not only found, we found 5. Right? Okay. So what we need to keep in mind is what is isolated wise 1 should necessarily be entity wise 1. This is what we need to keep in mind. And another like a statement that I like to make, like what do you call it, axiom or like the formula, is that the relationship in the parts and the whole, the relationship in parts and the whole is always entity-wise 1, isolated-wise different. You're getting, for example, the book and the cover of the book. This is very important. Parts and whole. Parts and whole. The relationship is always entity-wise 1, isolated-wise different. These are very important statements to keep in mind. Okay. Now, the relationship between parts and whole is always entity-wise 1, isolated-wise different. Welcome. Okay. Now what is important is that we say, okay, let's say, what is this? The flower. And is it true that this object that I'm holding is also the absent of a chocolate? So there's a flower, absent of chocolate, both are there, right? The flower and absent of chocolate, are these two entity-wise 1 or different? A flower in my hand and the absent of chocolate on top of this flower. Entity-wise 1 or different? How many agree with Tianzhen? Chuying. Okay, how many agree with her? This flower in my left hand and the absence of chocolate of this flower, these two are entity-wise 1. How many agree with her? Raise hands. Yes, these two are entity-wise 1. Okay, Varman doesn't agree. Why not? Subjective. Okay, so Varman, let us see what is meant by entity-wise 1. Don't forget, right? Don't forget the main meaning. Then don't bring it up with your own thought. Or absence of flower is subjective, flower is objective, right? Don't think like this. Think of the meaning of the entity-wise 1. Say entity-wise 1 meaning what? So let's say that what we said is a book and the cover of the book, these two are entity-wise 1. How these two are entity-wise 1? In the first place, we think of entity. What is meant entity? You go to the object, don't go to the subject. When you go to point to the object, if the two labels, the referent of the two labels can be pointed to the same object for the referent of the two labels, which means the two things are entity-wise 1. You getting it? Okay. Now let's see. What is this? Okay, where's the flower? This is a flower. Correct, not correct? Okay, where's the absence of flower? This is absence of flower. No. The absence of chocolate. Where's the absence of chocolate? This is the absence of chocolate. Correct, not correct, Dharma? So these two point to the same object. Because we point to the same object for the two labels, to reference of the two labels, the two reference of two labels are entity-wise 1. Good. Okay. Now, isolated-wise 1 is different. The flower and the absence of the chocolate of the flower. Isolated-wise 1 is different. How different? How different? Yes, when you think of that subjectively, these two appears different. How do the flower and the absence of the chocolate of the flower, they appear differently to your mind? How do they appear differently? Anyone? How? Can you explain it? Yes? No. Absence of the chocolate of the flower. Anyone? How do they appear differently to a mind? Okay. Yes, Tomer. No, I didn't say absence of flower. Yes. Okay, did you all agree with Tomer? What Tomer said makes sense, but I need the articulation. Okay, say the flower appears. Think of the flower. It appears to your mind? Yes, no. It appears as positive, negative. As a positive, it appears as a positive phenomena. Absence of the chocolate of the flower, it appears as negative or positive? Negative. You're getting it? One appears as negative, one appears as positive. So these two appear as different. So these two are isolated-wise different. You're getting it? Okay. This is very important. Now, the flower and the emptiness of the flower. Right? So group A sees this as a flower. Group B sees this through electron microscope. You see there's no flower. Flower is objectively empty. You're getting it? So group A, what is this? Flower. Group B, what is this? Emptiness of the flower. You're getting it? So the flower and the emptiness of the flower, are these two entity-wise one or different? Srishti, tell me, flower and the emptiness of flower, these entity-wise one or different? Entity was the same, entity was one. How? When you go to point to the object, we point to the same object for the reference of the two different labels. Very good. So, the flower and the emptiness of flower, these two are entity-wise one. And isolated-wise one are different. How different? Two different images come to your mind. How the two different images come to your mind? How? How? Yes, they don't say 1, 1, right? One cannot be positive, negative, both. One is positive, right? One is positive. So don't say one is positive, one is negative, because one is always positive. Right? So you say the flower is positive, flower is positive, and the absence of the, emptiness of flower appears as negative. Right? Okay, good. Now, flower and the emptiness of flower, isolated-wise one or different? Flower and the flower and the emptiness of flower, isolated-wise one or different? Huh? Different. Very good. Don't scold me. This guy is scolding me. Different. You don't know this, right? You're too young to scold me. Okay, thank you. Okay. So yes, you are right. These are different. This answer was different. Okay. This answer was different. Now, when you think of emptiness of the flower, if you think of the flower of the two, flower and the emptiness of flower, you're getting it? Now going back to, if you could remember, when we first introduced the concept of emptiness, about the flower, then what? Flower, the cells chromosomes, DNA molecules, atoms. When you go there, then Wally asked one question. You remember? See, he said that it's not only two levels, conventional, ultimate, there are many levels. Because it's just the flower, the cells, the chromosomes, the DNA molecules, the atoms, there are so many layers there. It's not only two. I said two, conventional and ultimate. And he said there are so many layers. So what he said, this is to be discussed later. You remember that? Okay, now let's say that, say you look at this flower and then you throw electron microscope, you and just end up seeing pool of atoms. You getting it? So, which mind saw the pool of atoms? Ultimate analysis or conventional analysis? Don't forget what you said. What did you say? Joel, tell me again. Okay, did you all hear? Okay, so now let's say that the you're saying pool of atoms. Okay, pool of atoms, positive or negative? Positive. So the ultimate analysis, when you look at the flower very closely, you end up seeing the pool of atoms. And the pool of atoms is a positive phenomenon, it's not a negative phenomenon, but emptiness should necessarily be a negative phenomenon. That too, non-affirming negative. Don't forget it. You getting it? So, if you think that you're meditating emptiness, so for example, say your mom, your dad, or your husband, wife, children, whatever, you're meditating emptiness that person, and then you go into just the atoms. It's just a bunch of atoms, right? Pool of atoms, stay there, and the person disappears. You're seeing just a pool of atoms. And you think that you're meditating emptiness, right? The person disappears. Yes, the person becomes empty in that experience. Empty. So the pool of atoms come to your mind. And you stay in this experience. Are you meditating on emptiness? Why not? Huh? Are you meditating on emptiness? I'm just, the person disappears. Your mom, dad, teacher, student, husband, wife, whatever disappears. A bunch of atoms left. Right? Are you meditating on emptiness? Why not? Huh? So what's the problem? So the person disappears, atom is there. So why is this not the meditation emptiness? Huh? No, I'm supposed to meditate the emptiness of my friend. Let's say emptiness of my mom, right? So my mom disappears and the atoms come to my mind. So I just stay in this experience of the atoms, pool of atoms. Why am I not meditating on emptiness over there? Oh, so the pool of atoms is a positive phenomenon. So what's the problem? Emptiness should necessarily be negative, and what you see, what you are having as the object of your meditation is a positive phenomena. So you are not meditating emptiness. So many people failing to learn this, failing to learn the positive and negative phenomena, failing to learn the concept. Okay, by the way, tell me, say atoms, pool of atoms, which constitute your mother's body, and your mother, the emptiness of your mother, are these two isolated ones, one or different? How different? Huh? How this, yes, tell me, Shristi. Pool of atoms which constitute my mother's body and my mother. These two are isolated ones, one or different? How different? No, one is the emptiness of my mother. Yes. Which constitute my mother's body. So therefore, which day? Okay, how many agree with Shriti? Very good, thank you. So these two are isolated was different. Because isolated was different, in your mind, your conceptual mind can pick up only one isolate. You're getting it? So when you meditate on the just pool of the atoms, emptiness of the mother is not coming, because that is different isolate. You're getting it? So you are not meditating on emptiness of mother. You are just meditating on the pool of atoms, which is not emptiness. And many people failing to study the isolates and entities, failing to study the positive negative phenomena, they think that they spend years and years on this, think that, and they sacrifice their food, they sacrifice their, the warm clothes, heating system, everything. They go to the Himalayas and they just keep like this pool of atoms. My mother disappears, pool of atoms, right? And then they think that they measure emptiness. You're getting it? So, because of this teacher, Lama Tsongkhapa, he becomes very important. Why important? He's the one who articulated all these concepts. So to make sure that we don't waste our life in the pursuit of Dharma, in the pursuit of Dharma practice, sacrificing everything, going to Himalaya, isolation, and then just sitting like this, just pool of atoms, and thinking that you are meditating emptiness. And some people, they just say the body, no, just the mind is left, just think of the mind all the time, right? They think that they're meditating emptiness, ultimate reality. This is where we are wasting time. So therefore, the understanding of emptiness, isolates, entities, positive, negative, these are extremely important. Okay. So now, do you agree with me that what is this? A flower. Do you agree with me? This is absence of flower, essence of chocolate. This is a bunch of atoms. This is a bunch of molecules. This is a bunch of chromosomes. Yes. So look, there are how many such isolates are there? There are innumerable isolates there. You're getting it? From there, and is it true that this is empty? This is also empty of objective existence. This is empty of being permanent. There are so many such isolates are there. From there, you should be able, from millions and trillions or countless of isolates on top of this flower, you should be able to precisely pick up the isolate of the emptiness of the flower and then stay there. You getting it? Whereas, when you're supposed to meditate on the emptiness of flower, and then initially, very quickly, the flower disappears. And maybe you have a tickling sensation, cool goosebumps can come in the body. And instantly, the atoms come to your mind, right? To distinguish between these two, that the emptiness of flower comes to your mind, and the instantly, within a split of a second, atoms of the flower can come to your mind. If you cannot distinguish these two things, then you can be misled. Just when initially you can just have a split of a second, you have these experiences like a tinge of fear, or the goosebumps on the body, so forth, and then instantly, within a few seconds, you think that this indicates what he said. Yes, indications, they come. So I'm meditating emptiness. And then within a split of a second, without your without awareness, that the atoms can come to you. Because of that, then you stay in this experience. Because what he said, that goosebumps, this will come, it did come to me. And then when you say it did come to me, already the atoms come to your mind. And then you stay there. You think you meditate emptiness. And it's not. You're wasting your time. So therefore, if you know these things so well, of all these different isolates, millions and millions of isolates are there, from there you should be able to precisely pick up the isolate of the emptiness of flower, and not the atom, not the emptiness of the permanent, not the emptiness of independent of cause conditions. All these isolates are there. Don't pick up any of these isolates. Just pick up the isolate of emptiness of objective existence of the flower. Just pick that up and try to sustain that experience. And to sustain that experience is very difficult. Why? I'll tell you. You want to listen? What do you want to listen to? Which warning? To sustain, how difficult it is to sustain experience of emptiness. Okay. So before that, you tell me, what is this? What is this? What is this? Okay, what is this? Okay, what is this? What is this? So look, You even don't know convention. You say this is cup. How can you think of emptiness? This is cup. Right? Wow. If Aranigarjuna is there, he should be feeling, sympathy to me. So he's teaching to somebody. He's teaching emptiness to somebody who says this is cup. You're getting it? Such a hopeless student. And yet I'm so enthusiastic to teach emptiness, right? Okay, so how many things I picked up? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I picked up 6 items. And all the answers that you gave me, the answers that you gave me, are they positive phenomena or negative phenomena? Positive phenomena. You're getting it? What is this? This is absence of chocolate. There are so many negative phenomena there, but you give only the positive phenomena side, not the negative phenomena side. You're getting it? Our mind is so addicted to seeing things in the positive phenomena, while the same object has innumerable negative phenomena also. But our mind only very naturally we pick up the positive phenomena. You're getting it? I asked 6 questions, and to all the 6 questions, they are equal number of positive and negative phenomena, but you picked up only the positive. You did not pick up even a single negative. You're getting it? This is how our mind is so addicted to seeing things as positive phenomena. We are never trained to see things in the negative phenomena. While emptiness is negative. That too, non-affirming negative. You're getting it? Because that emptiness is non-affirming negative, and yet our mind is not used to getting hold of the non-affirming negative. You're getting it? So therefore, instantly your mind will switch from negative to positive instantly. This is how mind will work. So therefore, we need to now train to hold on to the non-affirming negative all the time. So how do you do that? You want to learn? Are you sure? So how you respond? See. Right? You want to learn? Yes. Are you sure? Yes. This is not yes. Right? Yes. This is not yes. Okay. Yes. Okay. Very good question. Okay, in the first place, what Thomas said is very important. Is a very important point that he made. In the first place, what exactly does mean by isolate? So we gave the meaning, or the not really definition, but it's a meaning. Isolate means you go to the subject. By why going to the subject is called as the isolate why. You're getting it? Okay. So let's say what we did is that the singing ball and the color of the singing ball, entity-wise one is different. Isolate-wise are different. Isolate different. Isolate-wise, the singing ball and the color of the singing ball, these two are isolated-wise different. Now, say singing ball, and we see the singing ball and the color of the singing ball, these two are different. Isolated wise. So these two being different is not what you see in the object. Different meaning, you say that color of the isolate is not the singing ball. Singing ball is not the color of the singing ball. You agree? So you are isolating the 2 objects. Which 2 objects? Color of the singing ball and the singing ball. You are separating the 2. Isolating means, okay, let's say that the Joel and Peter, 2 of you cannot stay together. I will isolate you. I will isolate Joel. Tomorrow, you understand it? I'm going to isolate Joel. You should be in this hall. You should be in that room. And Peter, you should be here. Right? Isolate. So this separation of the singing ball and the color of the singing ball, you cannot separate it on the object. So this separation, isolation is done by your conceptual mind. You're getting it? So therefore this is known as isolate. what is separated by the mind. You getting it? Okay, not necessarily from the object. Okay, now next question is isolate of the flower and the isolate of the, let's say, the book. Okay, isolate of the emptiness of the flower and the isolate of the emptiness of the book. So how these two are same isolate? Are these same isolate, different isolates? Tomorrow, are these two same isolate, different isolates? This is a good question. Okay, let me say this again. Emptiness of the flower and emptiness of the book. Emptiness of the flower and emptiness of the book. Are these two entities one or different? Huh? Okay, this is a good question. Are these two entities one or different? Emptiness of the flower and the emptiness of the book. Who asked this question? I asked? I asked or who asked? Tomar asked or I asked? Okay, Tomar asked, then I can give the answer. Right? Okay. So what's the question? Emptiness of the flower and emptiness of the book, are these two entities one? You getting it? Okay. So the thing is that okay. What is the entities? Entity meaning what? You go to the object. You go to the object, right? So object means what? Substance. Object means substance, right? Yes, no? Okay. So the book, does it have substance? Yes. The flower, does it have substance? Yes. Absence of chocolate of the flower, does it have substance? Absence of the chocolate, does it have substance? How no? Yes. Why did you raise hand? So we already moved to the second question. What's the second question? How the absence of the chocolate of the flower does not have a substance is the question. Yes, Shriti? Not the flower. Today I'm very glad. So that the girl who scolded me is in problem now. I'm very happy. Right? Okay, I'll not tell the question. Okay. Okay. So the absence of the chocolate of the flower, and does it have substance? How not, Joel? Of course it's a part of the flower. It's a part of flower. Okay, Shreya. Yes. So, in a way, what Shreya is saying is that saying, what is this? Flower. So this object which says that I am the flower. You're getting it? Now the absence of the chocolate, this flower, there's no object which says that I am the absence of the chocolate. There's no substance there, separate. So what says that I am the flower? This substance. This substance says I am the flower. Whereas, for example, let's say absence of my hand is absence of chocolate. So there's nothing there on the hand to say that I am the absence of the chocolate. So how do you know the absence of chocolate then? If there's no object to tell you that I am the absence of chocolate, so it is by explicitly negating the presence of chocolate. If the chocolate does exist, it should be like this. Because it is not like this, so you negate it. You explicitly negate it. This is how we know the absence of chocolate. Likewise, on the flower, so how do you see the absence of the chocolate? Not by the object says that I am the absence of chocolate. Explicitly by negating the presence of the chocolate that you know the absence of chocolate. but negating, not in a positive way. You getting it? So therefore, any absences, absence of chocolate on the flower, absence of chocolate off the house, whatever, absence of chocolate is always negative phenomena. You getting it? Negative phenomena. Okay. So the question is that the now absence of chocolate, the flower is negative phenomena. Absence of the objectification of the flower is a negative phenomena. So in other words, absence of chocolate does not have this substance. You got it? It does not have a substance. Because it does not have a substance, there is no object there to say that this is absence of chocolate. There is no object there. So entity has different meaning. Absence of objective existence of the flower, emptiness of flower, emptiness of the book. The two emptinesses, two absences, they don't have substance. Because they don't have substance as an object there, they don't have two substances there. Because there's no two substances there, entity-wise they are not different. You're getting it? Because they are not entity-wise different, we call it entity-wise same. Same one is, this is how it works. You're getting it? So these are not entity-wise different. There's no substance. So don't say there's no object. So this is how I try to explain it. But what we say is that there's no substance there. So absence, emptiness is an object. It is object. Object also mean tangible objects. Okay, good. Yes. Anything, they are all entity-wise same. Entity-wise, there's no difference. You're getting the same mean? They exist by from the substance. There's no distinction. From the substance, there's no distinction between the emptiness of flower and the emptiness of the book. From the substance, there's no difference. So therefore, this is known as entity-wise same. Good. Okay. So, isolated-wise, hey, this is a good question. We were done with the first part before the second part. What's the second part? What? Okay, emptiness of flower and emptiness of book. So these two are isolated-wise, one or different? Isolated-wise, one or different? Huh? Are you sure? Shreya, are you sure? Okay, lady over there, no. This was not, as it was one different? As it was not one? Okay, so when you say emptiness of the flower, is it the emptiness of the book? Okay, you say no. You're getting it? Emptiness of the flower is not the emptiness of the book. Emptiness of the flower is different from the emptiness of the book. Yes? And you verbally were saying this. What made you to verbally say this? By your thought. Yes? In your thought, your thought says that emptiness of the book is not the emptiness of flower. Not. Not meaning these two are different. Your thought is saying this. These two are different. Yes, Shreya? Good? Yes.
So emptiness is ending always the same emptiness, doesn't matter. So I assume through this it's like same emptiness.
No. Emptiness of flower and emptiness of book, these two are isolated different. Isolated same. Are you sure? Emptiness of book, is it emptiness of book? Is it emptiness of the flower? I don't say same. I ask, when you're meditating on, you start with the book, right? Okay, now let's say that, what's your name? Okay, Georgia says that, Georgia, how much you are so crazy after cheesecake? Yes? Okay. Oh, I went to Tushita Center, then he said that detach yourself from cheesecake, it's not good, it can have cholesterol, right? And sugar. Okay, detach. So how do you detach? He said, meditate emptiness of the cheesecake. Okay, so you're meditating the emptiness. Are you meditating the emptiness of? Are you meditating the emptiness of the tree? Hey, Georgia, No, you're getting it. So you're meditating on the emptiness of the cheesecake. You're not meditating on the emptiness of the tree. Tree is not a problem for you. So you're not meditating on the emptiness of the tree. So emptiness tree and emptiness cheesecake, these were different. They're different. Why? Because you meditate on the emptiness of cheesecake and not emptiness of the tree. Yes, no means these were different. You getting it? Okay. Yes, over there. Okay, let's say, I'm not going to say yes, no to your question. You're getting it? Because if I say yes, you may think that, okay. If I say no, you may say, okay, right? So I'll give you food for thought. Let's say that say you are crazy after cheesecake, right? You're crazy after cheesecake, and then you meditate on the emptiness of the cheesecake. So instantly, what happens is that your mind after cheesecake, it settles down. It becomes peaceful, calm, right? So your mind becomes calm with respect to cheesecake or with respect to the nasty person. Cheesecake, which means why you something came to your mind that makes your mind to calm down. It's not with respect to the something from your difficult person. So there is the emptiness. What is that something? There's the emptiness of the cheesecake, not the emptiness of the other person. You're getting it? So these two are isolated wise, always different. Good? Okay. Okay. So with this in mind, okay, now the next, another very important point that we need to, is with respect to the fine tuning, that is that okay, so thus far, now you are left with what kind of difficulty with respect to through what we learned from this conversation, the last 3 days and today, what kind of difficulty is left with you now, which you would like to learn from me? Quick. I already said something. Yes. Yes. So? Okay. So this is the precise question that I'm waiting from you. The question is that, so what we said is that we are so addicted to seeing things as in light of being a positive phenomena, right? Positive phenomena doesn't mean that some people are very negative, right? They're not positive, very negative, right? You smile, there's a problem. Why are you being sarcastically smiling? You don't smile, why are you frowning at me? Everything is interpreted as negative. They're so negative. But they're so addicted to seeing things as a positive phenomena. You're getting it? This is the irony. Okay, so let's see. They say that we are so addicted to seeing things as positive. Because that we're not used to seeing things in a non-affirming negative. Do we see things in non-affirming negatives? Yes, of course. Once in a while. But 99.9% of our mind is directed towards seeing things as positive. You're getting it? Say, for example, so you stretch your hands and, okay, take what is in my hand. You say, there's nothing. You're getting it? You want something positive. You want something solid. This is how our mind is addicted. So now the emptiness is not like a solid object. It is a non-affirming negative. So if our mind is not used to seeing this, but now we have to practice it. How to practice it? Our mind, once in a while, it may get through these steps for essentials. Once in a while, you may get emptiness very briefly, and instantly, within a split of a second, this the absolute of the emptiness of the objective existence instantly will be replaced by the atoms or the mind or something positive phenomenon instantly come. And if you're not aware of that the shift is happening so fast, you will just think that you meditate on emptiness while you actually meditate on a positive phenomena. Okay, so how to say, and when you become very extremely good observant, become a very good observant of your own mind, then you see the shift is happening so fast. The shift from the non-affirming negative to positive phenomenon, it happens so fast. So then, how to train ourselves to retain this object, non-affirming negative, emptiness in the form of non-affirming negative, say for an extended period of time. How to retain this experience. So for that matter, we need to, let's say, usually what I say is that, that say a simple tips for meditating on emptiness. Usually I say okay, 5 points. 5 points for simple as a easy way to meditate on emptiness. Number 1, just write the bullet points, 5 points, and then you have to elaborate. Number 1, self. Self. Number 2, 6 elements. 6 elements. 6 elements. Number 3, 2 questions. 2 questions. Number 1, the self. Number 2, the 6 elements. Number 3, 2 questions. Number 4, meditative equipoise of the space like emptiness. Meditative equipoise of the space like emptiness. Meditative equipoise. EQU. How do you spell it? Equipoise. EQUI POISE. EQUIPOISE. Equipoise. Meditative equipoise of space like emptiness. Then finally, post meditative experience of illusion like emptiness. Post meditative experience of illusion like emptiness. Self, the 6 elements, 2 questions, meditative equipoise of space like emptiness, and post meditative experience of illusion like emptiness. 4. Okay. So let me quickly share with you. Do you need me to repeat? Post meditative experience of illusion like emptiness. Post meditative experience of illusion like emptiness. 5 points for meditation on emptiness. Yeah. Number 4 is meditative equipoise of space like emptiness. Any more help required? Done? Okay, so that is, but that comes a little later. Okay, now, how do you do is that, first I'll quickly explain this. Okay, quickly explain this and we'll stop here. And then we'll do the meditation later. Later meaning another session. First, when you just think of the self, right, in very simple, it can be like 2-3 minutes meditation. Just think of the self. So that is how, and then when you say self, you also observe how the self appears to you. As objectively real, not like a dream, so solidly there. And then, what is number 2? 6 elements. Subject the self to ultimate analysis. Go into the 6 levels of the 6 elements. First, see the self so well that I am like this, I'm a girl, I'm a boy, whatever. Just think of that. get a very good picture of that, which means that in a way what you're getting is this objectively real self. Then subject the self to ultimate analysis, go into 6 elements. Go into 6 elements. What is next? Number 3. 2 questions. First question, what are you seeing? I'm seeing the 6 elements. What are you seeing? I'm seeing the 6 elements. Okay, next question. Where is this objective self? Where is the self? Where is the self in the eyes of ultimate analysis? In other words, where is the self? Because you're already in the ultimate analysis. Where is the self? Then the answer is no self. The self is not there. Self disappears. This is the answer. So when you say the self disappears, right? If you get it precisely, instantly, a tinge of a fear, a tickling sensation, or cold waves, or very tranquil experience, these things can come to you. If it does happen, you're very fortunate. If they do not happen, don't worry. Don't worry. This is how we have to proceed and go for more extensive studies, reflection, meditation. Eventually these things will happen. Yes, Rainbow.
Who is the one who would be experiencing that if it would not be the self?
Okay, first let me continue with this, and then the Rainbow's question. This is more like the follow-up questions. Very good questions. Okay. So when these instructions are given, make sure that you don't bring other reflections. Other reflections, they will make you not hear what I'm saying. You're getting it? If you don't hear, you miss the points, then there's a big loss. So you can think about what are questions, but not at the moment. I'm giving some important tips. Okay. What are you doing? 2 questions, right? With 2 questions. So if you do get this experience, a little bit of, the self is not really there. When you say the self is not really there, where is the self? This question. It's not really there. When you say this, it's not saying that self does not exist. Self does exist. We began emptiness studies by saying 2 questions. What's the first question? No, true. There are many 2 questions, right? Don't think of 2 questions always with whatever you are studying on the spot. 2 things exist. Answer is yes. You don't say self does not exist, self exists. And then second question, 2 things exist objectively. Then the answer is no. You're getting it? So, don't forget these 2 questions. With this in mind, when you say, what are you seeing? I'm seeing the 6 elements. Where's the self? It's not there. When you say it is not there with respect to ultimate analysis. Not with respect to the conventional analysis. If you say with respect to conventional analysis, then it is not there means not there. Nihilism. This is not nihilism. You getting it? So when you say the self is not, it disappears, means it disappears in the eyes of ultimate analysis. You getting it? Okay. So if the self disappears in the eyes of ultimate analysis, does it mean the self doesn't exist? No. What does it mean? It means the self doesn't exist objectively. This is the meaning. Good. Okay, then when you see the self disappears, then these indications can come. If not come, don't worry. We have to continue with this practice. Okay. Then just be very observant of your own mind. Then instantly these 6 elements can once again come back. Right? Self is not there. You say self is not there, elements come. 6 elements come. So 6 elements are positive and negative. Positive phenomena. So again, your mind switched from emptiness to negative phenomena to positive phenomena. You're getting it? The moment the elements come to you, again ask the 2 questions. You have to go back to 2 questions. What are you seeing? I'm seeing the 6 elements. Where is the self? It's not there. You're getting it? So you have to continuously keep asking these 2 questions. Whenever you get the answer that the self is not there, this experience can come. For those people who already get some experience, these indications will come. If they don't come, don't worry. At least if the answer is no, it's not there. When this answer comes, instantly something of the non-affirming negative related to emptiness, something, be it similitude of emptiness is fine. but something is coming. So that is very important. So you keep doing this, and gradually your mind gets used to this. Your mind gets used to this thinking, not affirming negative, because it gets used to it, and gradually then the duration will increase. And then over time, not only duration increases, whenever you like to have it, it'll come. You're getting it? So for the time being, you have to take the steps. First essential, second essential, third essential, fourth essential, then emptiness. It takes a long time. But when you practice it properly with an extended period of time, then whenever you like to have it, it can instantly come. You're getting it? Okay, good. We'll stop here. Deyata Om Gati Gati Paragati Parasamgati Bodhisvatyata Om Gati Gati Paragati Parasamgati Bodhisvatyata Om Gati Gati Paragati Parasamgati Bodhisvaha. We'll come back at 11:30. So just half an hour tea break. 3 prostrations.